kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, Pavitram Bhavatu Kavanam, Agachatu Tavrajam, Yudastavrajam, Shakti Tejasya, Anantakalam Sarvada. Bhavatu Tava Ichha Divyami, Yatha Swarge Tathaiva. Bhavatu Tava Ichha Divyami, Yatha Swarge Tathaiva. The kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, Pavitram Bhavatu Tavanam, Agachatu Tavrajam, Yudastavrajam, Shakti Tejasya, Anantakalam Sarvada. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Yathastavrajam Shakti Tejasya, Anantakalam Sarvada. Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Adi Shakti, Shri Mataji, Pavitram Bhavatu Kavanam, Agachatu Tavrajam. अवधूतम इच्छा दिव्यानि यथा स्वर्गे तथैव अवधूतम इच्छा दिव्यानि यथा स्वर्गे तथैव is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. Let us stand.
Good morning, everyone. Let's namaskar, tap our kundalinis, and put ourselves into Bandhan collectively. Hope you're all nice and warm. If you think it's cold for us at this point of time, spare a thought for a delightful Wendy at Dinmore. It's 0.1 but feels like -2. So we're down to about 2 degrees, feeling like 2 degrees. So a little bit chilly this morning, but I'm sure with our meditation we'll be feeling warmth within as the cool flows from us. So this morning I'm not going to chat too much. I'm going to go straight to the 3 great mantras, then we'll do Shri Ganesha's mantra, and then we're going to listen to a talk of Shri Mataji's. It's from 1987, and it's called God's Shakti is the Power of Love, and it's quite a long talk. I won't be playing all of it this morning, but it's fabulous. It's Shri Mataji talking to yogis, and from the introduction, it sounds like it's to quite new yogis, so a bit of a mixture. So we'll listen to that for some time, and then we'll do a silent meditation. So relax, attention in Sarastra, and let's do the 3 great mantras. No, not that one, this one. Oops, hold on. Okay, let's go on there. This is where we're at. within our hearts with our attention on Sahasrara. Let's welcome Shri Mataji and thank her for being here this morning at our collective meditation. Let's do the mantra to Shri Ganesha. Om Tvame Vasakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nimla Devi Namo Namaha. Shri Ganesha, please fill us with the obedience and the dedication that you have towards your mother. So while I set up the talk, if you're feeling any catches, having any thoughts, just say, I surrender all this to you, Shri Mataji. You take care of every part of my life. So this is Shri Mataji just on to new yogis and established yogis. So you can see it.
It's such a great thing to meet your children after such a long time. And that this country was really pestered with cold, so I had to come here, I think. It has to make you feel warmer with now. It's a very heartening thing to see so many people who are in England, who are Sahajogis. As you know, England has to do tremendous effort to keep Sahaja Yoga afloat. Not only that, but you have to set in examples for others. As England is the heart of the universe, it circulates. Whatever example you set in circulates. People try to follow you. As I've told you before also, that English people should not try to follow other people, but establish their own proper character, but not to be insular, by which you don't appreciate anybody else, or you cannot understand international relationships. That we are one world, and it's only one great Virat in whose being we circulate. Moreover, for the people who are from the heart have to be much more open and moving and giving, because that's the job of the cell of a blood that passes through heart. And that's how you are made, especially for this. I think this is a little bit adjusted. I've been speaking after you finished your tour on a subject in India, but I think it is more related to us here in the West than to Indians. And that is something we have to understand, that we are in the midst of terrible conditions, horrible conditions, which are taking us to hell. And if we realize how important it is, come and sit down, how important it is for us to get together and save this area which we call as the Western world. So I've already given a little talk which you may hear when you have this seminar or this Shiv Puja, but I would like to tell you about it. That Sri Krishna a long time back told that the roots of the awareness are in the brain, but the human awareness grows downward. That's how we have grown downward. We have grown towards things which, if allowed to grow that way, may take us away completely from the roots. Now if you start, say, the movement, as I said, from Bhavasagara, from the evolutionary process of going downward. Now, in the Bhavasagara, that is in the visceras of the stomach and all these places, we have a capacity, what we call as of consumption. We can even consume the poison. The liver can consume the poison. It has the capacity to consume the poison as heat, and then it delivers the heat to the bloodstream, the water of the bloodstream. So the capacity we have to consume all those things makes us what we call swaha. Swaha means consumption. And from this consumption, when we consume all these things, we consume our ego, we consume our conditioning, you consume all those things which are detrimental to our growth, we become swadha. Swa is the spirit and dha is the dharma. We get the dharma of the spirit. And you know what is the dharma of the spirit is Sahaja, Sahaja. But when we start going downward only with our awareness, from the Nabhi Chakra, we start moving downward. What happens to us? That we move to the second position of Swadhisthana. And the Swadhisthana has got the essence, has got the capacity to be Bhurva. Bhurva means the whole creation, the universe that is created. That's how we get creativity through Swadhisthana. So when we start moving downward, what happens to us? We go to all the stars and the planets and all they are created. That's what we are doing, wasting our energy for nothing at all. But apart from that, in the wrong way when we move, our attention goes to creativity, which is destructive, which is negative, which brings death, which suggests insipidness. Like the art today is, when you see the art, you don't know whether to vomit or to run away or to cry. So that explains why people are producing such horrid things. And when you look at them, you don't understand what is this going on. So the art, the creativity in every way, the creativity of every kind becomes so horrid. So the third stage is that we go to Bhu. Bhu is this Mother Earth. Mother Earth is the one which creates also Sri Ganesh. Now when we go towards Mother Earth, we start extracting Mother Earth, taking out her all that is precious, that is needed, out of proportion. Because we have got machines. So we must produce, the machine must produce more and more and more out of proportion. It should go on. And when it wants to continue, it has to go on that way so that you feed the machine to produce more. And I have my handkerchief. Or she'll get it. Now, this production is useless. There is no need to have so much production for us. You see, plastics after plastics, then there's nylons after nylons, then this all kinds of polyester, and I don't know, all kinds of things that they have started producing. All man-made nonsense that they have. There's no need to have so much. But then we go on accumulating things, and that's how we become extremely materialistic people. Actually, to be materialistic in the real sense is that we understand the value of matter. And the value of the matter is aesthetics, artistic things, real artistic things, and beyond that is the value of matter is that you can give love to others through that matter by giving as presents, by your generosity. So you lose that also. That power also you lose. That is, you start extracting your Mother Earth in such a way that you don't know what to do with the acid gas that is coming out of these productions, and then all your trees are getting destroyed. It's so destructive. The whole thing is so destructive. So then you move to the essence of Muladhara, which is innocence. And when it is innocence, you start attacking innocence. Now you read horrible things when you come here. I got the jitters when I heard about a 6-year-old girl and a 3-year-old girl. I just can't bear it. Supposing that was my child, what would have happened to me? And it's my child. That's how I feel. Then we are attacking the innocence everywhere, in every place, and we have no sense of Muladhara. That's how we go down. And one step forward, where do we go? Into hell. That is our movement. We are going towards hell. Straight forward, our movement is towards hell. Because I have explained in that little talk, you can hear it again, that when you see the steps, you see the downward steps, then you just see the platforms, which are very good, maybe of marble, very attractive, very sensational, whatever we call it. And you feel like going down, it's easy to go down with the gravity, because you have come out from amoeba stage, or even earlier from carbon stage. So you feel it's easy to go down. It's much easier to go down. So you go on stepping on these steps and go down. You don't see the heights. But when you are going higher, rising higher, then you start seeing the heights. And when you see the heights, what do you see? From down below, absolutely this is our task. From the hell we have to pull out people out. It's hell. And this is what we call as the adhogati, going downward. Adhogati, going downward. We have to take to urdhvagati, going higher. How do we go higher? Only Kundalini is the way. That you can see clearly. Even people who try to go higher without the Kundalini, say from Nabhi upwards, how do they do it? They go up to Mana. This is the emotional side. That's the motherhood. And you go against the mother. When you go there, what you find, that you get attached to this woman, then that thing. It goes on to this family, to other things, and again you come down. Then you go ahead, you go into Jana. Is the one which is what we call the public, the others. Jana is the public, is the Virata's place, as you know, this is the Virata's place. And when you go to that place, to Virata's place, what happens to you? That you start becoming very conscious of yourself. Oh, I'm a public man, I'm a public person, this is my reputation, I'm this and I'm that. And then you start exploiting people with your politics and all other things like that. And you develop your egos, all kinds of nonsensical things. With your mana, from your center heart, you develop also your conditionings. And that's how you develop a funny personality, which is not urdhvagati, which is not going higher, but is actually giving you additional problems on your back. Then the third thing is here at Agya, as I told you, you develop your ego. The other day, Patrick rang me up to say, Mother, why are we developing our Agya so much nowadays? I said, stop reading newspapers. The prime ministers are fighting for their seats and this and that, and if you read newspapers, you will also feel that you are a prime minister, you are better fight. Because when you see a picture or any drama, sometimes you get identified and you think, I am Napoleon myself. So don't read newspapers. Don't read these mad, about these mad people who are just trying to overpower each other. Like this Marcos fellow. The other day somebody said that, Mother, you get rid of this Marcos. Now he's out. So many will be out. But what about us? Do we have some of them within our heads? Do we also have the same ideas of materialism or ego or all these trips that these people have had? So as a result, when you see these things, on the contrary, you should try to avoid it and jump onto Urdhvagar. Then you go higher. From there, in the head is the Sattva, is the truth. That's what you discover, should discover in the normal way. But in the abnormal conditions, when you try just to climb up to the brain, what happens is that whatever you know through your mental conception becomes the truth. Everyone is like that. See, about religion, you'll find a person believes that this is the truth. Now, this is the truth. I am the one who represents, say, Christianity. I am the one who represents Muhammad Sahib. I am the one who represents Nanak Sahib. I am the one who represents Shri Rama, Shri Krishna. There are many things of like that. This is a concept, and that's the fact, and that's the truth, and that's what I believe in this. Why do you believe in that? Who are you? When they say, I believe, just go and ask them, who are you, after all, to believe in that? That's Mr. Ego. That's all. Then there are people who are conditioned. And that's whatever is their conditioning, they think, this is the conditioning, this is the thing I am brought up, this is how I have lived, and this is how I am, and this is what is the truth. Both things are absurd, mythical. That's not the truth. So when you start through your Urdhvagati, through your Kundalini, you see the height. You see that now we have to rise. We have to rise. Rise with our innocence. We have to get to our innocence. We have to be innocent people. But even in Sahaja Yoga, you'll find some people, I call them sometimes like monkeys, jump from Urdhvagati to Adhogati, Adhogati to Urdhvagati. You don't know which side they are going. You have to hold on to these steps which you have got. First is the innocence. Your morality, as you call that, or a chastity. That's the first step you have to achieve. Unless and until you achieve that step, how are you going to go further? But the other way around. They think if you tell something very truthfully to mother, I have had 5 love affairs, I have had six abortions, 10 this thing, then mother is going to be very happy with you because they have told the truth. That's not the truth. That's not what is wanted. Are you now a chaste person? Have you got ideas of chastity and dharma? That is the second step you can move into. Aesthetically, are you rich aesthetically? Are you generous? Can you appreciate the art of every country? Or you just think, oh, it's not good because it's not English. Or it's not good because it's not French. Or maybe it's not from Wimbledon. Could come to that point. I mean, what is happening to us, we are becoming so insular, so small, so narrow in our outlook. That's impossible. We cannot appreciate another person at all. You ask anyone, everybody has an opinion about others. What about yourself? What is your opinion about yourself? Can you laugh at yourself? And when I'm giving lecture, we also sometimes think that mother is talking about somebody XYZ, not about me. That's not so. We have to project to ourselves and find out, are we in chastity? Are we in dharma? Have we achieved that? Have we achieved our innocence? Have our eyes achieved that innocence, that simplicity, that power? So then we move up higher on the bhurva state, where we have to know, are we aesthetically equipped? Do we have proper aesthetics? In our behavior, in our dress, in our lifestyle, and everything, or are we still going on with the same things? Like some hippies, when they come to Sahaja Yoga, it's impossible to make them understand that no more hippies now. Then some come from another group, another funny style, then they have the same style of behavior. No, Sahaja. We have to be in the Sahaja style, which is a common style for all the Sahaja yogis all over the world, to dress up decently, to talk decently, to have sweet words, no harsh words, no anger, no temper, nothing of the kind, but very, very gentle and a dignified personality. Now here, some of the so-called dignified also can be very brutish. I have seen that. They can be very dignified and they can be very inauspicious. So the another quality of innocence, which is auspiciousness, or we can say the combination of innocence and bhurva state, is auspiciousness. Does your house gives auspiciousness? Does your countenance give auspiciousness? Does your talk is auspicious? Is it a mantra when you talk? Have you purified yourself so much that everything that you do, every movement that you have is auspicious? Is it blissful to be in your house, to be in your company, to be with you? Is it blissful? Let us direct ourselves to ourselves and see that, are we blissful? Are we emitting vibrations that are good? It's a very tremendous task, because you have to do it. You have to do it. Nobody else is going to do it. If you want to save this world, you must know it's a tremendous task, and one has to go into a tapa for that, to know that you have to be pure people. Otherwise there could be hypocrites. There are many who are Sahaja yogis and not at all Sahaja yogis. Sahaja Yoga is not for hypocrites at all. You cannot be hypocrite. You have to be what you preach, what you say, what you understand, and what we stand for. It's not like this, oh, I am a Christian, all right, I am a Christian, but it's all right, I can have adulterous eyes, all right. Because after all, you see, it's all allowed. Then what else? Oh, I can drink, smoke, what else? Oh, I can also kill some people, doesn't matter, you see, it's all, I'm a Christian after all. How are you a Christian? And I'm a Hindu, you see, I'm a perfect Hindu, but doesn't matter, you see, if I try to discriminate between Sikhs and Hindus. Doesn't matter. How? Why? There's no discrimination allowed in Hinduism. No discrimination of any kind. Everybody has the same Atma. How can you discriminate? How can you have dowry system in a Hindu society? How can you have any system of caste system in a Hindu society? You cannot have. Just cannot have. It's not the religion. So they speak one thing, do another thing, all hypocrites and all fanatics. And that's how they become fanatics. Like you asked Bishop of Canterbury, he says that, oh, Holy Ghost, I don't know, I'm agnostic about it. I'm doing my job. That's all. This kind of frivolous attitude, or we can say a very hypocritical attitude, is not for the Sahajogis. They have to be what they are preaching, what they are standing for. They cannot have that kind of a personality that one can say, oh, I have seen this hypocritical fellow calls himself Sahaja. We can't. There has to be somebody who is genuine, who is real, who is truthful. We cannot live with that kind of a compromise. We have to be what we are, because we have got the light of the Spirit. So then you go ahead and you have to become the higher personality of a guru through consumption. Consume. How much I consume? Go on consuming all the time. This time I came, I'm consuming your left Shuddhis, I'm consuming your viruses, I don't know. In 2 days I must have consumed oceans and oceans of troubles. No, we don't consume at all. Because if somebody says something to us, we must come back with a harsh word, somehow or other, to kill that person that is finished forever. That's smartness. We can consume all that. That consumption is taught by Christ very well. Can we consume? No, we can come out with big, big talks and big, big things. You see, we must do this, we must do that. We are not here union leaders, are we? We don't want to appear in the newspapers or anything. What we want to consume, we are here to consume things. Newspapers have to, advertise, expand it. We are here to consume all that is bad. You follow your responsibility, please. Consume that is wrong. How do we consume? Through meditation, through prayers. Now this is happening in this country. What are we doing about it? So we have to consume it. Not to get into explosions, not to get into expressions, but to consume it. Then you become Swadha. Swadha is that you become the dharma of the spirit. Swadha. You sustain that dharma within yourself. Then you become that. It's not any kind of hypocrisy about it. It just, if I say don't drink, you shouldn't drink wine. I don't drink at all. No question. You cannot make me drink, even if you want to. If I say don't tell lies, then you don't tell lies. You don't just do it because you have to just say that way, or you say that don't kill. I cannot kill anyone. I cannot be tempted. In the same way, you all have to be, I cannot do it. I cannot be tempted. How can I be tempted? I say I shouldn't get into tempers. I shouldn't be angry for nothing at all. For the slightest thing, people just jump into a temper. That means I should not be tempted to do that. That wisdom, that dignity, that balance, that poise must come into a Sahajogi. Unless until that comes into you, who is going to believe you that you have achieved anything, this transformation? You are still on Adhogati, sometimes into Urdhogati, then going to Adhogati, again to Urdhogati. You are jumping from one to another.
I find it very hard to stop that talk. I find it fascinating. But I'll post it afterwards. Let's meditate silently together. Let's do the last of the three great mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Mokshat Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let's collectively namaskar, Taipa Kundalini, and put ourselves into Bandhan. Jai Shri Mataji. May we all have a Nimala day, and may Mother's love keep us warm this morning. So, thank you very much for joining. It's been an absolute pleasure having your company and to share these vibrations with you. Jai Shri Mataji.